Well, thank you, Hobby Hobbit, for picking up all the leather items for me since I didn't have the time to do so. This video is coming a little late, and you can kind of see with the leather itself having a big chunk taken out of it. I had a few projects to do and a few life goals that came up first and foremost, and other side activities had to go away. So, first off, the $200 price tag, I know that can be a pretty steep price. I know that can be pretty scary. But that is somebody going into a specialty shop for a specialty hobby, and you're buying everything that you need there, brand new, fresh, and not used, as opposed to you could go to other places and actually get different items for much cheaper. You don't have to buy your supplies at that store specifically, but it's just kind of helpful to have everything all at once in the right place that you know is going to work and last a long time. But it's up to your dollar amount. It'd be basically like going into a Warhammer store and buying $2,000 worth of army and paints and primer and all sorts of stuff to get everything you needed all at once. That's going to be a heavy price tag.
Oh my god, how much is Warhammer? Like, is it a beginner set for Warhammer?
Sorry, I meant to say 2,000 points, not $2,000.
Okay.
But
Okay.
2,000 point army is going to be more than $200. That's for sure. But I think the only hobby I can think of is like maybe crochet. It's like cheap. Maybe paper
yarn.
craft.
Yarn's expensive. I'll be the first one to tell you. I buy yarn for my grandma, Nani. She crochets. She makes everything for me.
Yeah.
I buy her yarn all the time. It's expensive.
Okay, I didn't know.
It's expensive after a while.
It's not my kind of hobby, or it's not my hobby specifically, so I had no idea.
As a hobbyist that dabbles in a lot of things, I think at the beginning of any new hobby, it drives my wife crazy because I end up spending a lot of money up front. But once I've spent that upfront money, I have everything, and I don't, other than just resupplying like leather or foam or something like that. It's like $15 here or there.
Yeah, and basically whenever you get started, you just need like the leather, maybe some dye, and a needle and thread, or something of the sort, to where it's not, you don't need all of this stuff. You got a knife, you can punch holes in things, stuff like that.
That's fair.
So this hobby especially is one where you don't need a lot of fancy tools and supplies to get started, which you have the option to for $200, but you don't have to.
How much do you think Caveman paid to start it?
I'm gonna go with maybe 2 big rocks.
Yeah, a lot of calories,
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
First off, while there is different kind of templates you can get online, the template that we saw at Tandy Leather itself, that was displayed by Roxy, our good friend Roxy at Tandy Leather. You can buy that. You can use it to start out with if you feel uncomfortable with making your own template. But today I'm going to show you how to specifically make your own template so you can make it whatever you want it to be, whether it be for a character or for a certain design that would fit you individually, is going to make it a lot more personal and interesting in the LARPing community and just in life in general than just grabbing something off the shelf. So I will be showing you that today to make it more of art than it is just a product.
So making it more personal rather than making something you can just buy off of Amazon and call it an arm cuff.
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha.
So first and foremost, we need to make our canvas, which of course can just be a square rectangle canvas for painters and everything, but if you make something interesting shaped, it gets a lot more attention. It gets people more engaged.
Okay.
So first and foremost, we're going to use my arm as a representation. As of right now, we're going to try and go for something a little more in the middle of sizing so that it'll fit most people. So it's not going to fit me 100%, but I'm going to go a little bit smaller because my arm is a little bit longer. But we're just going to use an arm, essentially. So
My arms are too small.
I can guarantee you, like this, we're gonna do a little bit of math, but I swear it's just like dividing by 2. It's not anything fancy.
Use a calculator. I mean, we're pretending we're in the past. We're not actually in the past.
Exactly. We don't need an abacus or anything like
Yeah,
that. We
right.
have calculators now if you need to. So if you could grab onto this, and then if you could put that right there,
Right there?
on my anvil. and
Make
let's
sure,
put the
yeah,
camera.
let's make sure they can see that.
Yeah.
Right there at the tip of your wrist. Or
Yeah.
would you like a little bit of be able to bend room?
Be able to bend room is
So
probably
we'll go
good.
right there, bottom of the anvil.
So with that, and now what I'm going to do is something crazy.
Oh
I'm
no.
going to bend here so it's also not too long.
Oh, that makes sense. So when you bend your arm, it doesn't cut into your arm.
Yep, you just kind of move it around and see where those numbers lead you. So we're gonna go with, I'd say 5.5,
All right.
which is right about there. This is our first line. We're gonna write that down on a note card.
On a note card. You mean this note card?
Oh my gosh,
Oh my
we
gosh.
appreciate magic in this household.
Right. Super magic. Didn't have it off camera or anything.
So,
Oh, big pen.
yeah.
Let's see what you're
So
doing.
we had 5. So let's say here is an arm, I guess. Here's the wrist. I'm very bad at drawing, but this is going to be 5 on the inside of the arm. This is from top to bottom there. Now, you can always just write on your arm 5 if you wanted to, just to remember the sizing.
Just
but-
Sharpie it on.
The next number we're going to do is, if you notice, we're doing from there to there, but this part of the arm is longer than the inside.
I got
And it doesn't have that same issue with it folding on itself because it's always on the outside.
Inseam, outseam, like
Yeah.
the pants.
So,
Yeah.
if you grab that,
Grabbing.
and if you put that there,
Oop, flipping.
yep,
So
the
people
camera.
can read it.
We're going to go with about, I'm going to say 7,
Okay.
which is a different number than our first one.
Definitely.
For sure.
Much larger. 2 inches makes a difference.
So on the outside is going to be 7 inches instead. And last 2, there's only 2 more that we got here. If you could hold that there.
And all around.
Yeah.
Bracelet.
We're gonna go with about, I'm gonna say
Finger.
7.5. So around the wrist.
If you don't have a friend, you can also use tape to tape it to your arm.
Or glue. Super glue.
Oh, yeah, totally. Use
A
super-
nail.
An-
Perhaps a screw. And then last number, right about here-ish. Let's go. Yeah.
Reach.
Reach, Frodo. We're gonna go about, let's say, 12-ish.
Yeah.
12. So,
Don't hold it too tight either, or you're not gonna have circulation.
oh, we don't need that, do we?
Uh,
We can always pretend like the blood flowing's in our arms.
That's fair.
That's what we do in LARPing, is we make believe.
That's fair. You don't want to feel the pain when someone hits it anyway, right?
So, we're gonna make these numbers into something flat. If you could pass me that orange tube over there.
Orange tube.
Or I
orange.
guess tan, beige.
Tan tube. That's
Yep.
that's a lot. More,
There
that's
we go.
not orange.
Yeah. You're
I get where
absolutely
the
correct.
lighting.
Yep, it was
Okay,
the lighting
it's
that
the
got
lighting.
me. I said the first thing that came to mind. It is not true. I am a liar.
It's like very.
But we have our numbers here. We can start with 7. Will probably be the easiest to start with, but you can start with whatever number you wanted on that list. Where is a pencil? Because we're going to sketch this out instead of committing to a line entirely. You're going to have a pencil, and of course, you'll probably have a ruler. These are all things that you don't need to purchase, most likely. Most people have a ruler. Some people have a dog. They can be helpful too.
Super helpful. Don't eat the paper oatmeal.
But we're going to make that 7-inch line. You want to do it?
I love lines.
There's a 7. Yeah.
Okay, so just wee. Don't
There
go
you
fast.
go. Okay. So that is the outside of the arm here.
Okay.
That's where it will be.
You put a 7 so we remember.
So what's half of 7?
Half of 7 is 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do that again. But we're going to do it with a smaller ruler this time.
Smaller ruler, because it's smaller than
Probably
7.
should have done it from the start.
Oh.
At 3.5.
3.5. Okay, I gotta
Mark
make
it
sure
from
that
there.
lines up, because I'm particular.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3, 3.25, 3.5. If you don't know
got
how to
it.
read a ruler.
So
Do I just mark, or am I
yeah,
drawing
just,
it? Okay.
just put a little dot there for our reference. And now, if we remember, our wrist is 7.5. What's half of 7.5?
Oh gosh, 7.5 is 3 and 7.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's a 3.75.
Yeah.
3 4/4. You're going to mark all the way up to 7. Now that we found out that that's our center.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What you did. So you put the line at the center. So
Mhm.
I'm marking from here to 7.
To 7.5. Actually.
7.5. That's right. My math skills are killer.
Yep. And there's our wrist. So you can kind of start seeing a canvas here to work in. You got your boundaries starting to go. So next is 12. What's half of 12?
Half of 12 is 6. That one's easy.
There you go. So you have your 6 there.
And we're
going to mark all the way up to 12, which is here.
Okay, this side.
Since they're opposites, essentially.
Oh my gosh, backwards brain.
Mm-hmm.
From here all the way. No, my brain broke.
Mm-hmm.
It's too late. Where am I going?
So you're going from here all the way up to 12, which is here on the other side. Here.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you go to work after work. Sometimes
and then, I believe, lastly,
oh, I see,
is going to be, oh no, we have another one. That's right. So, next up, we have 5 as the inner part of our arm.
So that's going to go right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put a 5 so we know that's the 5 and that's the 3.
Now, what we'll do is mark where that 5 is.
And then 12 again?
You know it.
Oh, shit.
That's it.
That's not half 12, it's
Yeah,
8.
you're right.
Oh, bro.
I was trying to use that as, I was trying to cheat out of math here.
Right?
And you really just can't, can you? And we'll mark a line there. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So, now we connect the dots. So we do box here. Boop.
Make sure it goes across it. I see 3 points connecting.
Mm-hmm. So now,
Yeah, give you a little wiggle room.
if we end up, this is all correct, yes. If we end up cutting this out, which I did put it in the middle of the paper, which is kind of a waste, but this is very cheap paper.
Why you wasted paper?
It's recyclable, that's why.
Make a paper airplane out of a weird shaped paper. Now I have a goal when you're done. I love paper airplanes.
Airplanes are made by the devil.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the medieval text, right?
I don't know how to read medieval text. I don't know how to read.
But now this is kind of our canvas that we can wrap around our arm. And we know that as long as we fit anything in here, if you want to hold one side down, as long as we fit just about anything in this area, we're going to be totally fine with how it turns out on the arm itself. Of course, as I said, this is a little small for me, but it's still pretty protective and it'll fit more people than just me. So, once again, math, not hard, is just dividing by 2 every once in a while, connecting the dots. So don't be too terrified by the whole template thing.
I did it.
There's also other ways you can do with saran wrap and tape and whatnot that some cosplayers do that you can find online. This is just the way that I do it.
Oh, where they wrap their arm in and then they cut it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have your template. I could see that, but that...
That also is more of a perfect fit for a individual person
Yeah.
than more of a broad kind of thing. The fun thing about this now is that this can be any shape that you want it to be. That's where the fun comes in.
Okay, but
You
it's that shape now.
Anything that fits into this one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Anything that fits inside of this shape, you're good. And even sometimes a little bit out if you think a little bit outside of the box. But just to keep things simple, any shape that you want to fit in here can be cut out of leather and made it. It could be a duck, it could be a bat, it could be dragon scale, it could be a bunch of pretty bows, like anything that you want it to be, you can make it.
Just a bow strapped across your... I could see that. I like the rubber ducks. It would make a great bathtub character.
It makes it far more interesting than just the generic piece of armor you pull off of something, you know, or a template. You can make it very specifically your thing.
So like a lightning character, you could do like a zigzag more pattern that ties around. Okay.
If you're an elf character, you can make it look like a piece of wood or a leaf or so on. It just depends on what character you want, and which is why I really highly encourage people to be creative in this, because it's so much better than what you can get other places.
You're not wrong. Like sleeves. That would be like,
Yeah.
like straight up. You could make Tinkerbell's dress out of leather and then like have arm thing. Oh, that would be cool.
You can make leather armor for that character specifically.
Right.
And
Okay.
it really opens up the possibilities as opposed to just sticking with, oh, well, other people know how to do this and I don't know what I'm doing. As long as you can draw it, you can make it happen. Because this is not only 2D, but a 3D shape you can sculpt around yourself, and also the depth of the leather itself is something you can sculpt into as well.
You can carve it. We talked about that with some of the tools. You can burn or carve into it.
We're only going to be doing a little bit of that because that's not my forte. I'm not good at it, and there's other tutorials that are way better at teaching it than me, but I'm going to do a little bit and kind of push my boundary just slightly and see how it turns out.
Yeah, you might want to try it, man. It could be their thing. They'd be like, Critter sucks at this, but I'm great at it.
Exactly.
We'll find out.
For now, while we're going to end up making this more of a basic design so it fits other people's costumes, since this is going to be a raffle item, and it's not built for me, we're going to try and make it a little bit more generic, but I need you to understand that you can make it whatever you want. And as well, as since this is kind of war and everything, it's kind of like a gritty, manly kind of thing, we're going to be leaning into the masculinity a little bit, but it doesn't have to be. In fact, next raffle, if people request it enough, we can make something extremely feminine instead.
I'm not going to say that unicorns are feminine because I don't like to put that kind of situation, but I will tell you, I've seen some really cool unicorn arm plates that feminine cosplayers wear, where it's like a unicorn head on their arm. And I'm like, that's cool.
We're going to lean slightly masculine just for the overall numbers of things, but I want it to be also understood that you can make it however you want it to be. And we can make it differently next time now that we get this out of the way. I've kind of imagined a design in my head while we were getting ready to record this. But the fun thing is that if you are somebody who's really into character creation or anything, and you like get really into the nitty-gritty of like each individual shape of a face or body and all that, you can do the same with this. So where for now, what I'm going to do is do a little bit of math once again. We're gonna say, just spitballing a number here. Let's go with 4 inches in total, but maybe like right here to right here. And that's could change. I might decide something else entirely. But we already have this nice little number here that shows where the 2 different sides kind of come together. And I was planning on making something, again, slightly masculine, kind of has some different sharp edges to it. So I just did this kind of shape. I think this will look nice. But if you wanted to have a spike coming even outside of this a little bit, you wanted to put different swoops going in different directions, or fire patterns, or make just it come to a single point, or anything, it's just whatever you can imagine and create. So it doesn't have to be this in particular. But for now, I think that that's looking pretty good. So we're going to cut off the edges.
Take the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, yes. So relaxing.
You would know about that, wouldn't you?
I know everything about taking the edge off. It's my special talent. It's what hobbies do.
So now you can see all of a sudden it starts to look like an actual piece of armor.
Yeah.
It went from just kind of a template to now if I punched holes in each side of this, it'd be pretty legitimate as far as transferring to leather. Of course, paper probably wouldn't be the best for combat.
You need rock, paper, scissors.
So we got 2 of them at least. There's got to be rocks around here somewhere, right?
Oh no, I don't have a rock in my pocket for once.
So one thing that I am going to try is we have different marks here still, trying to keep us on point, is I like the idea of this being a 3-piece piece of armor,
Okay.
but we're going to save money instead of having different pieces layered on top of each other and double stacked and everything. We're going to actually fake it to save money and to make it have some dimension to it.
Theatrical dimension. I like it.
Make believe.
Let's
Let's see. I was thinking of going with maybe a design like this where we have one small piece, one middle piece, and another small piece on the other side. I followed the line here straight. I'm like, I don't really like that so much. So let's see if I tilt it. If I like that more. Maybe not. Maybe if I tilt it this way. No. Yeah, right about there-ish, I'm thinking.
Okay.
So I'm going from... Now this is, again, you're just watching me kind of mess around. I don't have like an actual number or math or technique involved, but I'm looking at,
Vibe.
yeah, just kind of a vibe from this angle to there. I'm trying to think of, this is 3/4? Yeah. And this is going to be, now that we have what I liked visually, we're gonna try and replicate it on the other side.
So you're measuring it from
Yeah.
point to point. I see.
So this is 1.5, or 2.5, sorry. 2.5 here.
You don't have a fancy ruler. There's other ways to do this.
Oh
too.
yeah, it doesn't have to be clear, it just kind of makes it easier. That's all. Let's see, 2.5 here.
Out there, yeah.
And then the bottom, I believe, was 1.75. Yep. The bottom here is also going to be 1.75. Bam. And we connect the dots. So, here to here. And here to there. Now, if you imagine me carving in this line to make it look like 3 individual pieces, once again, it goes from just a flat piece of armor to now like, that looks like armor.
Okay.
So where if we fold it on the arm again, I should have done it on the other side with the paper, but here we are. You can kind of see how that is going to start to look.
Okay.
It looks quite a bit more impressive, as well as if you cut this down on this side, this was part of the design of just knowing how armor moves on my body after practice and seeing how things get done. But if I bend my arm, this little cutout here isn't going to dig into it. If that spike was still there where it was straight across, it would start digging into my arm.
Of course, yeah.
So having something dip in here helps. Not completely necessary. It just makes things more comfortable.